Well, first and foremost, I want to compliment Gene Jones and his team. They came out. I thought they came out with had a very strong start, and continued that throughout the first half. And as a result, we weren't able to recover. In terms of our play, obviously we got off to a slow start, gave them too much too early, couldn't respond, and couldn't regroup. I thought defensively we started to settle in and play, a good brand of football, but then toward the latter part of the fourth quarter, we didn't finish strong as we had liked. You consider that they had 4 turnovers defensively, and we had 4 turnovers defensively, and held them scoreless in the third quarter. There are some positives. Just got to continue to build on some of the things that the subtle changes that we're making. I think we'll see progress. But offensively, we had a horrible day offensively, and there are no excuses. We just got to be better. This young man beside me, I understand that he's young, but he also has to play better. Up front, across the board, all 11 guys, including coaches, we got to be better.
All right, were you absolutely stunned that you could not run at all against this team?
Couldn't run, couldn't pass, couldn't do anything. Very disappointing.
Coach, do you think the problem was schematic, execution, mental mistakes, or a combination of everything?
Well, I thought early on, they beat us up front, and we couldn't get anything going. And as the game wore on, we started to make some mistakes. Probably the most frustrating aspect of it was the second half when I thought we had something going, and we gave up a penalty on the first drive. In the second drive, we had 2 costly mistakes by our center that led to us being backed up. We couldn't recover, and then it kind of went downhill from there.
Was there ever a point that you thought just to try something different, bring in Andy?
No. This young man is a fighter. He's a competitor. He's tough. He needs help. We understand that he's young, but we got to play better around him. In the offensive line, at the receiver position, at the running back position, we got to play better around him to give him a chance. He made some mistakes that was obvious, but also, we must play better around him.
Larry, how much of it with the offensive line was just getting beat by their front or missed assignments? Because there were times where they would rush 4 and you're 5 and they would get the tail.
Yeah. Again, they were beating us. It wasn't necessarily a missed assignment. I hate to say this, but we had a young freshman in there. He got beat 5 times. Got his butt whooped. I don't make no excuse for that. We're gonna continue to challenge him. He was all we had, and then we probably would have still played him if we had some backup. But we had the other 2 centers. They didn't even dress today, so we didn't have many answers in terms of putting some other guys in. We had backups, but that we didn't feel like that would solve the problem.
Taylor, in the second quarter, late in the second, you had a couple of passes that were over target. Can you explain exactly what was going on at the time?
Yes, sir. One play, we had a sprint out, and I just didn't set my feet and just released the ball a little high and oversailed on a flat route. And in the second quarter as well, when we were in the red zone, I had a guy who beat the backer, and we had a window shot, and I sailed it again there, and I should have stuck it on him on 4th down.
What are you seeing as some of the problems offensively, Taylor? Can you kind of give us a little bit of a diagnosis of what you're seeing behind the center?
He won't.
Can you? What do you see that's the biggest problem?
With no continuity, no rhythm. Again, it's one mistake after the other. We freshman center, freshman quarterback, 2 starting freshman receivers. Played 3 at some point. We don't got a lot of youth out there, but we got to be able to catch and throw. We got to be able to run simple runs. and execute it. Even if we have to bleed and grind yardage, that's okay, as long as it's positive and it gives us an opportunity to move the change and sustain drives. We just got to do a better job at that, regardless of our youth or whatever the other issues are. We got to be able to execute more so.
I feel like it kind of feeds the beast too, because then if the offense is completely ineffective, the defense is spending a lot of time on the field.
You look at the time of possession, they probably beat us about almost 10 minutes tonight. But I know early on, when you look at the first kickoff, they got to start. They started on like the 38, and then the second possession, they had pretty good field position as well. And so early on, we gave them pretty good field position. But when you can only get so many 3-and-outs, but we still expect our defense to go out and play well, regardless of the circumstances, and allow our offense to kind of catch gear and get going. But sometimes it can, when you're struggling like we have, we need some positive things to happen to energize us, to excite us. I thought for all 4 quarters, the attitude of our defense was phenomenal. We had some of our guys we were wanting to pull late in the 4th quarter, and they said no. That says a lot about their commitment to us growing and getting better. But we got to also put them in position. It was to be able to do some good things. When we punted that ball down to the 3 or 4 yard line, they were able to, get them 3-and-out, and we got the ball back in pretty good field position. We got to capitalize on that. Again, they had 4 turnovers, 2 in the first half, 2 in the second half. So they did some solid things, despite of us not being able to do anything offensively.
Larry, Taylor hit the big pass to Malone.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't gone down the field a lot this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we didn't see that. And I know he improvised a lot. He had to move around to get that pass off.
Mm-hmm. Was
it just not in the play calling because he didn't have the time, he didn't have the confidence in the offensive line to throw downfield?
Well, we keep saying that, but there have been times in games when we've taken shots downfield and we just hadn't came up with the ball, and we'll continue to do so. But we also got to come down with a couple of those as well, just to take shots to say we're throwing downfield, because that's what everybody wants to see. You can't do that. Right now, we're searching for efficiency within our offense to be able to sustain drives, get some rhythm, and put points on the board. And I understand what big plays do in terms of morale and excitement and points as well. And we'll take our shots at the appropriate time. But the one thing that we saw all week on film is that these guys, from a corner perspective, they play off, and from a safety perspective, they play deep. And so just to be trying to force an issue that we hadn't been good at all year, I don't think that serves us well.
Late in the second quarter, you went for it on 4th.
Right.
How deflating was that not to be able to get some points before that?
Well, we were going to be aggressive in our approach. It was 1st and 10 on the 10. We hadn't penetrated that for all afternoon, and I knew we got the ball going. Coming back in the second half, so I wanted to be aggressive and try to spark our offense and get them going. Obviously, that didn't happen. The flip side of that is that we did, after that, we came back in the second half and we still started strong. We just couldn't convert anything or finish a drive.
From what you see, Coach, do you get the feeling that you're close to the breakthrough you want offensively and even defensively?
Offensively, we got work to do. Defensively, again, we gave up a lot early. But I thought it was a lot of positives that we can pull from. You look at the big play that the back had in the second half. In the second quarter, 38 some yard run. Mitch was in position to tackle it a lot sooner. He just didn't. And then the big pass play toward the back end of the first half that Bobby McCain got caught looking in the backfield. So those big plays we gave up, you kind of understand what the issues are. Some of the other plays that they converted are things that we can get fixed, and we can play better. But all in all, I think there were some improvements. we did eliminate some big plays. You know, they just didn't toast us. So it was some good in terms of some of the things we're doing defensively, and we'll continue to stay the course and allow these guys to get settled in and fix it. And I think that'll happen. But offensively, you know, we definitely got a lot of work to do. Again, to just be able to grind and bleed yards, to sustain drives, and get some continuity going. And we gotta, you know, and it's not necessarily finding it. We just got to get it fixed. We got to continue to maybe take some of the pressure off of a young center and have some double team blocks to where it won't be as much, you know, one-on-one. But you know, sometimes if you're just running simple zone schemes, you're gonna have that. And we'll look at trying to tweak it a little bit, maybe to add more or give him more help per se. But we got to do that. You got to be able to run the ball, because if you don't and you can't, they're going to continue to blitz us and put this guy in a situation to make things hard for him.
What is the prognosis on your centers that are out?
I think both of them will be back next week. You know, neither one practiced a whole lot this week, and one of them was not cleared to practice, but he will be starting Monday. And the other young man is just a matter of time, but I think he'll be available for next week.
Taylor, you seem to have a good on-the-field relationship with Tanner. Is he your fail-safe plan?
No, sir, not really. Just I've gotten to watch a lot of film with Tanner, and he's a really intelligent player on the field, and he sees things really well. So he has a knack for finding the open spots and getting open underneath, definitely.
How do you stop a game from this, from shaking your confidence? You shake it off and say, maybe I didn't have it, maybe it wasn't my best game.
Yes, sir. I'm just rest tonight and then right back tomorrow. Just